Hey guys, I'm Kat, welcome back to my channel. In this workout, it includes exercises and stretches to make your back feel better. We're gonna strengthen the core and stretch the back, so let's get to it. So let's start by lying on the floor. We're gonna lie on our back. First, we're going to stretch out our lower back. So you're lying naturally on the floor. Relax your shoulders and arms by your side. Take a big breath in through your nose. And you're going to tilt your pubic bone towards your belly button. Here you're going to feel your lower back touch that floor. Then exhale, let's bring it back to center. And again, inhale, tilt that pubic bone towards your belly button. Exhale to come back. So notice that when I tilt my pubic bone towards my belly button, my butt doesn't lift off the floor. It's still on the floor. You're using your obliques to tilt your pelvis forward and bring it back. And again, let's go again. One more. And back. On your next one, I want you to tilt your pubic bone towards your belly button. As you exhale, you're going to start to peel your lower back off that floor. Then your middle back. Then you're going to come up into your shoulder bridge position. Press into your feet, tuck your tailbone towards your belly button and use your butt. Breathe into your back body. And as you exhale, let's lower down from that upper back. Then your middle back. And then see if you can touch your lower back onto that floor first. Then come back into that natural spine curve. Let's go again. Inhale, tilt your pubic bone. As you exhale, now let's start to peel your lower back off that floor. Then your middle back, then your upper back. Press into your feet. Inhale here. And as you exhale, let's unwind. So start from your upper back. You want to try and lengthen your spine here. You're going to crown your head to the wall in front to really lengthen out that spine. We got one more. And you can do this at any speed you like. Really think about creating as much space as you can between each vertebrae. And let's slowly come back down. Back into that natural spine curve. Bring both our legs up into tabletop. We're now going to strengthen our core to help stabilize or strengthen the muscles around your spine. So have your knees on top of your hips. If this is too much, then bring your knees in slightly closer. Have your legs shin parallel towards that ceiling. Inhale here. As you exhale, you're going to lower your leg down towards that floor. So if you can't go down to the floor, that's totally fine. Let's bring it back to center. And again, over to the opposite side. Exhale, let's extend. So here you want to make sure that your spine stays nice and neutral and bring it back. And again, exhale, let's lower and back. Try and keep that 90-degree angle. If you find yourself arching your lower back, then you need to bring that range of motion in. We got one more on each side. Notice if anywhere else gets a bit tense. And let's bring it back. Now glue your legs together. Inhale here. As you exhale, you're going to lower both the legs down. So as soon as your lower back arches, you want to stop. And let's bring it back to center. And again, exhale, let's lower it back down. Maybe go a little bit further than last time and back. Exhale, come back. Last one. Bring it back to center. So stack your knees over your hips. Keeping your arms by your side. Squeeze your ankles and heels together. Inner thighs are nice and tight. Keep it nice and stacked. As you exhale, let's twist all the way over to your left hand side. And let's bring it back to center. Over to the opposite side. Exhale, let's twist over to the right. A nice little lower back rotation. And bring it back. One more time on each side. Maybe you can go a little bit lower than last time. Exhale, let's twist. Now, if it's really comfortable and you want to hold it there, you can as well. Bring it back to center. On your next one, we're going to add a little bit core strength. Exhale, let's come all the way over to your left-hand side, keeping your ankles, knees, and inner thighs squeezed together. Your right hip lifts off that floor. Exhale, now circle from your hip away from your body, so make sure your lower back doesn't arch. Bring it all the way over to your right. Now let's stack, come back to center. And again, let's come all the way over to the right. Left hip lifts. Circle that knee, hip away from that body and bring it over to the left. And bring it back. If you need a little bit more resistance, then extend your legs out nice and straight. And bring it back. Circle, squeeze, and bring it back. Lower the legs down. We're gonna come lying onto our side. So stack your shoulders over your wrist, hands on the floor, palms facing down. You wanna push that floor away. 50-pound note between your armpits, so this uses your upper body. Keep your hips stacked. Bottom legs can be, bottom leg is bent, and you want to push that bottom leg down into that floor and keep the tension there the whole time. Let's extend the top leg out nice and straight. You can either have your hands here or behind your head, up to you, whatever's more comfortable. Flex your feet and let's lift it up a little bit higher than hip height and bring it back. And again, let's lift up and back. So now make sure your core is in. You're pushing that floor away, the tension in the floor as well. This distance stays exactly the same. You think about extending out through your heel as you extend up. We got another 4, 3, squeeze this guy. We got 2 more. Last one, bring it back to center. Point your heel to the wall and let's draw a circle with your leg. It doesn't have to be a big one, it can be a small one. Make sure nothing else moves. Make sure it's a nice equal semicircle in front and back behind you. We got 1 more. And we are going to reverse. Let's come back all the way up and back down. Last one. Bring it back to center. Lower that leg down. Let's stack the knees on top of each other and then we're going to lie on the floor on this one. We're going to do rotate the upper back. So stack your knees and stack your hips. Extend the hip away from the rib to that wall behind you. Let's bring our arms out in front of us, palms face down. Inhale, let's bring our arms up towards that ceiling. As you exhale, you're gonna rotate all the way back. Think about rotating from your ribs. As you twist back behind you, press your knees into that floor. Keep your hips stacked and make sure you can still see your hand. Let's exhale, come all the way back. And again, inhale to come all the way up and exhale. Let's bring it all the way back. We got 1 more. Inhale to come up. And as you exhale, let's rotate all the way back. Breathe into your back body. Maybe sink a little bit closer if you can on your next exhale. And then on your next exhale, let's bring it all the way back to center. Good. We're gonna come all the way over to the opposite side. Bend your bottom leg, elbows on the floor, palms face down. Push that floor away. Let's extend the top leg out. Push this knee down into that floor. Inhale here. Exhale, let's lift up and bring it back. And again. We got 2 more. Last one. Bring it back to center. Let's draw a circle with your heel and back. Keep pushing that knee down into that floor. Last one. And let's bring it back to center. Let's reverse. Come all the way back and back. Make sure nothing else moves. We got 1 more. And then we can rest. Stack the knees, make it a 90-90. And you can line this arm. Stack the hips and extend that hip out to that wall behind you. You're gonna bring your arms up and place it in front of you, palms down. Inhale, let's bring the arms all the way up towards that ceiling. As you exhale, let's rotate back from behind us. And on your next exhale, let's bring it back to center. And again. Inhale to come up and exhale, let's come back. Let's bring it back to center. And again, last one, let's come all the way up. Exhale, maybe sink a little bit closer towards that floor if you can. Inhale here. Then exhale, maybe sink a little bit further down if you can. Keep pushing your knees into that floor. Inhale here. And exhale, let's bring it all the way back to center. Let's roll onto our stomach. So bend your elbows and have your hands by your side. So it's probably as wide as your mat. Elbows are underneath your shoulders. Inhale, let's lift our shoulders up towards your ears. And as you exhale, let's slide them down our back. So you're creating as much space as you can between ears and shoulder. Inhale, slide shoulders to ears. Exhale to come back. And again. Last one. And let's bring it back to center. From here, imagine that there's a marble in front of your nose. Inhale, let's roll that marble forward. Keeping your neck in line with your spine. As you exhale, you're going to start to peel your chest off that floor. Squeezing your muscles between your shoulder blades. Lengthen up. Think about lengthening your spine to the wall in front. Inhale at the top. Then exhale, come back. And again. Inhale, roll that marble forward. Exhale, let's lengthen up. Peel that chest. Then your sternum. Squeeze your middle back. Lengthen the back of the neck. Inhale here. And exhale, come back. Last one. And exhale, come back. On your next one, I'm going to add on a little bit more. Inhale, roll that marble forward. As you exhale, you're going to lift your chest off that floor. Then your sternum. Then you're going to slowly press into your hands, squeezing your back muscles, your back extensors that slowly start to lengthen up. Lengthen the back of the neck. Inhale at the top. And as you exhale, let's lower down that belly button first. Start to bend at the elbows, sternum, chest, forehead last. And again, inhale, roll that marble forward. Exhale, let's peel that chest off that floor. Sternum, squeeze your back extensors, lengthen up, inhale at the top. And then exhale, belly button, elbows, sternum, chest, forehead last. One last time, inhale here. Exhale, maybe try and go a little bit higher. Maybe try and avoid putting a lot of pressure into your hands. And exhale, let's come all the way back down. Tuck your toes, bring your hands towards your shoulder and push yourself up into a 4-point kneeling position. Let's tuck your toes under, your feet, your knees are underneath your hips. Inhale, let's flex your spine. Tuck your tailbone, you can look at your thigh. Inhale here. Then as you exhale, you're going to come back into that natural spine curve. Then you're going to send your hips back down towards your heels. So your toes get a little bit of a stretch. Then bring it back to center. Let's tuck our tailbone, flex your whole spine, push that floor away. Breathe in. Then exhale, let's come back to center. Send your hips back down. Make sure your lower back doesn't round like this. It stays in its neutral spine. And you're going to send your hips back. So keep your back straight. Breathe into your back body. Then exhale, come back. We got one more. Tuck that tailbone, push that floor away. Round the spine as much as possible. Then exhale, let's bring it back into that natural spine curve. Send your hips back towards your heels. Maybe a little bit further down. Spread your toes. Breathe in. Then let's untuck our toes. Send our hips all the way back, and then you can let your arms roll forward. This time, let's open up the arms so they're wide in a Y-shaped position. Lift your elbows up. Breathe into your back body. Then exhale. And again. Now you're going to walk your right hand over to your left hand side as well as your left arm. Send your hips back down and sink into your heels. Breathe in to that whole side body. Really stretch out for your fingers here. And exhale. One more time. Let's bring it all the way over to the opposite side. Walk the hands over. Maybe walk it over a little bit more. Send your hips back down. Breathe into your back body. And exhale. One more time. Let's bring it back to center. Arms can be wider than shoulder distance apart. Breathe into your back body. And exhale. One more time. On your next exhale, let's roll up. Inhale here. Now as you exhale, let's tuck your tailbone and restack your lower back. Middle back. Try and create as much space as you can to lengthen up that spine. Stack the head. Roll the shoulder back. We got one more. Let's go again. Inhale, nod your chin to chest. Exhale, let's roll down. Peel away from that imaginary wall behind you. Slide your hands along the floor. Breathe into your back body. And exhale, let's slowly restack. Try and do this as slowly as you can. Start with your lower back. Maybe try and create a little bit more space. Then your middle back. And upper back. Stack the ribs over the hips, shoulders, head. Roll the shoulder back. Inhale here. And exhale. One more time. I hope you enjoyed that little routine. If you did, then give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments which movement you really enjoyed the most. If you want more videos that will strengthen your core, that will help to prevent back pain and improve your posture, then subscribe to my channel. Turn on that little notification bell because that lets you know when I upload, and I'll see you in the next one.